Hey, all right, so welcome back to my channel. I am Nurse Jackie. I don't know, should I change it to I am Nurse Practitioner Jackie? No, okay, so I like the ring of Nurse Jackie better. So, welcome back to I am Nurse Jackie. I just had a whole little mini conversation with myself. I'm keeping my name Nurse Jackie. So I know there is this, I guess, TV show that people like to, when I was seeing patients in labor and delivery more, and I would always introduce myself, or they would see my name on the board because it has nurse and then blank, fill in your name. So they were like, hey, have you seen Nurse Jackie? And I never actually saw the show, y'all, but from what I heard, Nurse Jackie from the TV show was not that great of a nurse. So my mission is to change the I don't know, what do you call it? Change the way people think about Nurse Jackie. So I am Nurse Jackie, and I am a great nurse. I am not, I think they said she was drug seeking. That's not me. I am the good Nurse Jackie. So excuse all of that. That was a really long introduction of the name of this channel, but welcome to I am Nurse Jackie. This is an update of, I think I just ended week number 7. Yeah, I have been working as a nurse practitioner now for 7 weeks. 7 or 8, one of those. But I just finished this past week. And this past week, I was actually with the nurse practitioner for the whole week. In order to prepare me for next week, guys, starting Monday, I have my own schedule. I actually enjoyed this past week. I feel like I got a really good understanding of what my job is, of what I will be expected to do, and really just got an eye-opener experience of how I need to prioritize my time, the charting I need to, the reviewing of the charts I need to do before I go into the patient's room. So yeah, it was great. I got to know this nurse practitioner a lot better because I was with her every day. Her schedule is a little bit more, I don't know if the word is intense, but majority of the office, the staff is real laid back, easygoing. We show up around 9. We eat lunch. We just go with the flow. And her schedule, she wanted me to be there at 7:30 before in the past, and this week wasn't too bad. She was like, get there at 8. I was like, okay, because when I was following the doctor, I got there about 8:50, 9 o'clock, and it was all good. Following her, I was expected to get there at 8 because she does rounds in the morning before clinic starts. So that was good, seeing the rounds and all of that. So I got a lot of experience rounding on patients. We work at 2 different hospitals. So we have 2 different clinics. One clinic is in Katy, one clinic is in Houston, Memorial area, because the doctors deliver at 2 different hospitals. So depending on the day of the week, I might be at the Katy location or I might be at the Houston location. So that's another thing, remembering. Some mornings I'm like, wait, where am I again? So I have now started, of course, in my planner, the weekend before I'll put where I am each day, just so I don't make an easy mistake and show up at the wrong place. So this past week I did a lot of OB physicals, or new OB visits, which basically it is what it sounds like. There's a patient who is newly pregnant, new OB. We come in, we confirm her pregnancy, we verify her due date, because it could change if your due date from your last menstrual period is way off from the due date from the very first ultrasound. I did a lot of those because that's a big part of our practice, and I'm expected to know that. So I feel like I had a lot of patients this past week with the nurse practitioner preparing me for when I'm on my own. I think I have a patient Monday That's an UOB. So these visits take a little bit longer than anything else because it's a patient, her first OB visit. We're doing a lot of blood work. We're doing a lot of education. On most of them, we're doing pap smears, making sure her cervix looks good. We're testing for gonorrhea, chlamydia, all of the state mandated STDs. It's a lot. It's a lot. So we're allotted certain time frames for each visit. This visit, we're allotted 30 minutes. It's a lot of prep work just with the charting before I even go and see the patient. Before I need to find out what they need, like a lot. I think my first one, it probably took me 30 minutes just to do the prep work. It's okay. And then I get in the room and it's another 30 minutes of talking and educating. I think what I'm learning is that when you get in the room with the patient, what started off as one visit, they bring up a lot of other things. And so what I have to work on is keeping the visits concise, like keeping the visit to what they were scheduled as. Because if not, you can lose track of the whole day and then all of your appointments become late. So these new OB visits, they take a lot of time, which everybody knows that, so you're allotted more time for these visits, and they take me a little bit longer because I'm trying to figure out where everything needs to be on the charting. I'm trying to figure out what style works best for me, as in like, do I want them to sign consents before the exam or after? When I was following one nurse practitioner before, which I like her style, we go in, we do the exam, and then we have you get dressed so you're not sitting there naked filling out paperwork. I'm more in agreement with that style versus the nurse practitioner I was with this past week. She does everything. Like, the patient's already undressed, and of course not naked. You have on your gown, but you're sitting there because you know you're going to get an exam. So with her, we do the exam. I think she does all the paperwork first, all the education, and then the exam, and then they can get dressed and go do their blood work. So really, I'm just trying to find out what works best for me. Even like the consents that they sign in the order that they do it. Some people give out information in a pamphlet. Some people use sheets. Like, it's just finding what works for me. By the end of the week, my UOB physicals, the visits were a lot smoother, and I was starting to get my own routine down. So that was good. So at the beginning of the week, I'm there with the NP. I didn't have any patients scheduled under my name. They were all scheduled under hers. But after being with her that first day, we decided, you see the patients as if they are your patients, so we know what you need to work on. So as the day would go, we would look at the different patient population, and I would say, okay, move her over to my name. She is now my patient today. I'm going to see her. So each day of the week, I saw more and more patients on my own. But coming Monday, they will really be my own because they will be scheduled under my, like, that's crazy. Like, when I left work Friday, I could see the schedule for next week, and I was like, oh, I have people coming to see me. Before, under my name, it was just blank. And in the middle of the day, I could move somebody from another provider's name to mine. But now I could see going into next week, I have patients under my name every single day, morning and afternoon. I'm excited though. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. And of course, I have support, so it's not like I'm doing this alone. But I'm really grateful for this past week and everything that I learned, all the new things I saw. I was prescribing medications, y'all. Like, I was really doing, like, nobody knew that I had only been there a few weeks. If anything, and I was really enjoying the patient interaction. Like, when I'm following a doctor or nurse practitioner, it's their room. So I kind of like stay to the back and just observe. Like, when I was a labor and delivery nurse, there's a certain confidence that you have when it's your patient. I was a labor and delivery nurse for so long. And so if we have a patient that becomes a C-section, the OR, the operating room, it's my room. Like, Yes, the doctor's there, the anesthesiologist is there, but it's my room. As the circulating nurse, like, I know where the patient is. I know what the doctor, like, whenever somebody needs something, that they talk to me. So therefore, it's my room. So I walk in the room like it's my room. There's the confidence level is different. So this week, when I walked into these rooms with nobody behind me, it was like, okay, this is my room. Go in there like it's your room. And that's what I did. And so I had great patient interaction. The only reason people knew I was new was because they said they had never seen me before. They were like, how come I haven't seen you before? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, we're getting a bunch of new providers, which we are. And yeah, it was never a question as to, do you know what you're doing? It was just, I haven't seen your face around here. But everything went well. I did not have any complaints. I even have patients who said they are definitely coming back to see me, which felt great. I was prescribing medications. People were asking me questions, and I was like, I know the answers to these. What I did notice, though, which I kind of touched on it before, is that when patients come in for a particular appointment and it now grows. I had a couple of well woman exams, which were supposed to be simple. And the first time this happened, my well woman exam, which should be about 10-15 minutes, turned into like 30-35 minutes. And so I came out the room and I was like, okay, that was a well woman plus. Like, she came in for a well woman exam, but then she wanted to ask about this and then that. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And I was getting a little overwhelmed the first time because I was like, I was prepared to come in here and answer this, this, and this, pertaining to a well woman. Now she was asking me about hormones and then premenopause and like just a bunch of different things. But thank God I was able to answer all of her questions. I was overwhelmed because it was not what I was expecting, but I passed the test. She left feeling great. She left feeling like her questions were answered. And she left with another appointment to come in to address one of her issues, and she was going to come back and see me. I did tell her that I think she should see one of the doctors, but she was willing to come back and see me, so that meant I did a pretty good job. One of the things that I learned a lot about, which I wanted to, was hormones. The nurse practitioner I was following this week, she specializes in hormones and fertility, which fertility is big for me. I really want to be able to help people have babies who have been struggling or who it's taken a little bit longer. This particular NP, she specializes in that. She has been successful in helping a lot of women get pregnant, and a lot of it has to do with hormones. So I really do want to learn a lot about that. I've already learned a lot about hormones as far as the hormone replacement therapy, and I do a lot of bio-teas. I'm going to a class in 2 weeks to get training. I will be specializing in the hormone replacement therapy, but I also want to learn about the hormones like in our bodies that affect our fertility and things that we can do to help us or women conceive who have been struggling. So this nurse practitioner does a lot of that. She does all of the fertility stuff in the office. So it was great to follow her. It is a lot. Those visits take she's been doing this for a long time, and those visits take about 45 minutes, can take up to an hour. And it is a lot of information for me to learn. It's a lot of information for the patients to learn and deal with. But this NP has a great success rate, and she does great, and I'm hoping to learn and be able to help women in the future conceive. I came from labor and delivery. I would love to be able to help people conceive who have been struggling. So that was really great. That was one of the highlights. It's a lot though. I feel like it was great to see this past week, but I feel like I'm learning so much right now that I might have to put that on hold until I get comfortable with everything else and then go in for more training with her. Because you can't learn that in 1 week. But let's see. Oh, one of the things that I did get to see this week. So, of course, we have women who come in with vaginal issues, abnormal discharge, and such, or even STIs. So I did a swab on a patient, and we got to look under the microscope, which looking under the microscope is pretty cool to me. I never got that experience in clinicals, so I have to now learn how to operate the microscope and how to get, you know, the best views, but I'm learning. But this past week I saw what trick looks like trichomonas. Yeah. Yeah, you know how, well, I don't know if you guys are in school or been in nursing school or NP school, they tell you that trick looks like a little, could kind of look like sperm, a little ball with a tail and it's moving really, really fast. Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna say that's cool. It wasn't cool for the patient, but it was cool to see. And then, of course, we had to go in and explain what was going on. And so I'm learning about all the STIs and all the treatments for it. But just being able to see things under a microscope is pretty cool. In all of my years in clinical, I never got to use a microscope. Most people just send their stuff out to labs to get tested, but it's pretty cool that at both of these offices we have microscopes, so I'm really glad to be able to see things. I've seen BV, so I've seen occlusive cells. It's really just seeing like cells in the microscope is pretty cool to me, because it kind of connects like what you learn in school to actually seeing it, and so that was cool. Not cool for the patient, I know, but it was cool to see for me. Yeah, so I had a busy week. I saw a lot, I heard a lot, almost like information overload, but it was good. I was finally able last weekend to do some studying on some different meds. I'm going to do some more studying on some new meds this weekend. I am going to type up, like, I have a little notebook that I write notes in every day. So yeah, this little trusty notebook right here, I write notes in it every day. Things that I need to study, things that I need to learn, and just things that help me throughout the day. Like we have different ICD codes for billing and for procedures and all of that. All of that is in this trusty notebook. So now that I'm going to be seeing patients on my own, I'm going to type it up, put it in this little binder workbook that they give us, because I need to be able to see things real easily and quickly. So this stuff is in here day to day. So a lot of it is mixed up. A lot of it is repeated, but I'm going to have to take the time to type it up to where it's clear, concise, and easy to find, so that it could help me get through these next few weeks as I see my own patients. So that's pretty much it. It's a busy week for me. Next week will be even busier. Next week is going to be a game changer, y'all. I will come back and tell you how my first week on my own went and how many patients I see each day. Like, gosh, starting Monday. Today is Saturday evening. Starting Monday, so like in a day and a half, I will be seeing my first patient that's actually scheduled under my name. And what's crazy is the people I was seeing last week, when you send them to the front to make their follow-up appointment, they were signing up to come back to me. I'm slowly building my practice, y'all. Like, I'm slowly building my own patient base. God is good. This is truly one of those moments where they say you sit back and you realize that you're living what you were praying for not that long ago. So yeah, this is just a great reminder or motivation that for all of you guys who are in school or trying to pursue something new, it can happen. I remember like a year, I've been praying for this job for a long time, y'all. And then I got it. I'm doing well in it. And I'm about to be seeing my own patients in like 2 days. You can't tell me God isn't good. Or you can't tell me God's not good. Whatever. God is good, y'all. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I will see y'all next week and tell you guys how it went with me seeing my own patients. Bye. Have a great week.